There we go. Hey, I'm recording. Alright, well, it's been a while since I posted a video. I'm thinking like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Anyway, so I figured I'd get on here real quick.
This is what we already wrote.
Hard to get a good angle. It's kind of cloudy today, a little overcast. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Not too bad, not a bad day. Let's see, last time I was on here, talked to everybody about depression and just dealing with it. Because it can just be dealt with, unless, of course, you get that serious chemical imbalance thing. And anxiety, there's always a cause. So I'm not going into anxiety today. Today I'm going to talk about PTSD. It's something I've got, something I've dealt with pretty much my whole life. I grew up as a kid. My dad was just a downright mean-ass abusive drunk. I'm not going to lie about it. And there were several instances that left me pretty traumatized. Most of it was the verbal stuff. And I carried that weight with me for years and years and years. And it held me back. Now, a lot of people are out there that may see this or will see it are going to sit there and go, well, just let it go. Well, it's not always that easy. Until you realize, and it took me a long time to realize this, it was something you had no control over. You had, and because you had no control over it, you just can't let it affect you anymore. It happened. It made you part of who you are today, and you're stronger for it. You may not feel stronger for it. Maybe you had to do something you didn't want to do. Maybe somebody did something to you that shouldn't have been done. The fact of the matter is, at that moment in time, you had no control over the situation at hand. Hold on, I'm switching hands. But it's done. It's in the past. It's no longer an issue. And my left hand is really shaky. Hold on. Finish my hot chocolate. I'm going to stick my cup in my backpack. Then go back to holding my phone with my right hand. Because I am very right hand dominant. Oh, dang it. Come here. Yeah, you get to hear me gripe out my backpack. Well, the straps on my backpack. I'm on my way to work. Hold on, I gotta set my phone down. Prop it on my boot. There we go. Alright, let's try this. Using both hands. Okay. Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Too bad that's not the only thing. I wish that was the only thing that snapped, crackled, and popped around me. Unfortunately, it's almost every joint in my body and so on, but I'm making strides and getting in better shape and changing pretty much everything about my lifestyle. I haven't managed to quit smoking yet. Still working on that. Maybe I should work harder. Back to what I was talking about. Good example. Person I knew many years ago. Vietnam. He was 18. He actually enlisted when he was 17. He turned 18 while he was going through Marine Corps basic training. Came out of basic and pretty much went straight to Nam. He was in Vietnam for 4 days and He was out on patrol with his squad. Hold on, speaking of smoking, I'm trying to get to my cigarettes. And they went into a village. Little kid, 9 years old. That's what they were able to find out through a translator. 9-year-old kid came walking towards towards his squad with a basket full of flowers and a grenade. Little kid pulled the pin on the grenade, trying to be all sneaky, and caught a bullet right between the eyes, and this weighed on this person for years. He rationalized it at first. Well, it was me or my guys. You know, me and my guys or this kid. Excuse me. And it didn't bug him. It didn't bug him. And then, some reason or another, after he rotated back to the States, 3 tours in Vietnam, all of a sudden it started eating at him. And he wasn't sure why. And he hadn't even thought about it in years, and then something triggered the memory back. And he went into a deep state of depression, PTSD, started having flashbacks. And myself, and I grew up, my dad was in Vietnam 2.5 tours. I got an uncle that was in Vietnam. A lot of older friends that were in Vietnam. I was born in 1970. I still remember seeing snippets on the news about the Vietnam War. But, my dad was back in the States by then. He'd done his time in, there, and they weren't sending him back. But we were sitting there talking one day, bunch of us, and I was sitting there listening to these guys, and they're swapping war stories, and I was just absorbing like a sponge. And he sat there and he told them, it was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is happening. And one of the guys sat there and laughed at him, smacked him on the shoulder, and went, "Man, you did what had to be done. Don't let it eat at you. Yeah, it was bad that you had to kill a kid, but it was you or the kid. The kid was trying to kill you. He put himself into a soldier's shoes. As soon as he put down his toy, picked up that grenade and came walking towards you guys, he quit being a kid. And he thought about it. In fact, he got quiet the rest of the time. We were all sitting there talking and joking, and we were talking about everything. And he finally sat there. He was like, "You know what? You're right." And from that point forward, he was pretty much okay again. He was still having some flashbacks. He'd wake up at night from nightmares. But it wasn't about the things he had done anymore. It was about the things he had seen that happened to his buddies. And that's a whole other form of PTSD. And I've got that too, but not from the military. I couldn't get in. Really sucks. It's all I wanted to do as a kid. The thing is, to deal with it, you have to realize you either had to make a choice or you had no control over it. If you don't make that decision to accept it as that, you'll never be able to deal with your PTSD, ever. And you're going to need drugs, and I mean the prescription kind, and some of you are probably out there trying to drown it, or you're going to need the prescription kind. So, feel free to leave comments. feel free to look me up on Facebook. If you ever want to talk, just let me know. Have a good day. This is Greg Neighbors, and I'm signing off.